This is Missta Mums, the parenting podcast that's as real as the mess in your living room, but way more fun.
Hosted by us,
Demi Duncan
and Melinda Baxter, the proud inventors of the Missta formula feeding safety thermos.
We're here to share unfiltered life updates, parenting stories and advice.
Plus, the chaos that comes with juggling 7 children between us while running a business.
So grab a coffee or whatever keeps you going and join us for a laugh.
Because let's face it, we're all just figuring it out. Missta Mums number, what, 59?
Oh, God, you do the posting.
So it's actually, I'm pretty sure it's 59.
Yeah, okay.
Season 3, everyone.
When cut a long story short, we went to Kmart last night after our 5K to get this new furniture. And as we were leaving, the guy at checkout was like, someone's recording a podcast.
Yeah, he's like, what's it called? And we're like, no,
yeah, we didn't want to tell him. We're too
don't
embarrassed.
listen. That's just not it. And he's like, what's the name? And we're like, it's for mums predominantly, I guess.
And we were like, but we're in season 3, so.
Yeah. Like, it's not our first episode, but we're like.
We're not like pros.
No.
We're just like.
Very far from pro. But
we're not beginners.
Also far from beginner.
Yeah.
So we're
I had a
middle ground.
Lady stopped me in the supermarket yesterday.
Yeah.
She was like, you know when you can see someone coming for you, but I was like, am I doing something wrong in the supermarket?
Yeah.
I didn't know. And I had Archie with me, so God knows what he could have been doing wrong. And she was like, oh my God, you do not look like you've got 4 children. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then I can't even remember what else she said. And then as she walked away, she's like, by the way, love the pod.
Just quickly on that. Do you know what's frustrated me a little bit lately?
What?
Back when I was like younger and had like, I think Leo and Penelope, people would be like, what? You have 2 kids? But now if I tell someone I have 3 kids, they're like, don't flinch. So it's like, am I like at the age where it's like
it's normal.
I look like I have 3 kids now? Like, do I look like it? So I'm like,
I don't know.
Anyway, people have stopped being shocked that I have 3 kids when I tell them I've got 3 children.
Yeah.
Obviously, she knew you had 4 kids.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, I used to get the reaction like, what? You've got 2 kids? Oh my God. And now it's just like, oh yeah, cool. That looks correct. You look like you've got 3 children. You actually look like you've got 4, but no.
I'm not sure what the look, maybe because I looked non-tied. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I need a better concealer. I don't know.
Anyway, life update. What's yours?
Well, so mine, we're back in routine and I'm feeling happy. Like I feel really good. I feel like back at work, working, sales
Kids
are
going
like
off.
adjusting back to normal. I think it was really hard for me mentally. Like I know sales drop every January. Like
Which
it's
we
just
know.
part of January.
Yeah.
But still it's really hard to like swallow. And then especially if like other things are happening within the business that's like also hard. It's like a lot.
Yeah. And then you've got your kids at home.
And then I've got all the kids at home. I do have Aaron though, which makes it fine. But anyway, now back in routine, just really I like it. So I feel really happy. Penelope started school, so in prep, and then Val started kinder, 3-year-old kinder. So both have been like perfect.
Amazing.
For drop-offs.
Yeah.
Valerie doesn't say bye to me. She had a meltdown the other day, but because it wasn't a kinder day. So thankfully we're good. And I've noticed also in Penelope, like when Leo started prep, the majority of the kids really struggled at drop-off. With this, like barely any kids are struggling.
Is there a lot of siblings?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's the only different. I don't know if it was like maybe closer to COVID, if that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe a lot of them had been home a lot or I don't know. But they into like term 4, they were like still struggling with a lot of the children, whereas Penelope's year level all seemed to be fine.
Oh, amazing.
So I don't know. My thought is like maybe a COVID thing, but I don't actually know.
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't think Scart's year level was any worse or
better.
Yeah. It's same with Ollie's. I'm sure that there are kids struggling. Like
no, definitely.
Absolutely. But I haven't noticed it
increase or decline. No. Yeah. No, I've definitely, it went into I think term 4 where they were like, we still need to put new practices in place. Like they had to change when the preppies came in and everything because kids were still struggling.
Wow.
So yeah, but I don't know. Like there's still, like you said, like there's the odd kid that's still
for sure.
That happened in in grade 2 when when Leo started grade 2 this year. There was still like a few kids crying at drop off after school holidays. Yeah. But with Penelope's, it's just It seems to be quite smooth overall. So very lucky.
Archie's been an absolute disaster at drop-off this year, both daycare and 3-year-old kinder.
Is there one he hates more or both equal?
Daycare's been the hardest because daycare, there's no school holidays from daycare. So, like, you go in January.
And he didn't want to go.
He didn't want to go.
Yeah.
It didn't help that everyone was at home in January. So, I was like, I get it. Like, you don't want to go.
Yeah.
Everyone's at home. Fair enough. But since Ollie has started school, I feel like it's been heightened.
Yeah.
He can't fathom that his words are, why does Ollie get to go to school and I don't? So if we drop Ollie off, like, he cries, but he also wants to go to school before he has to have his drop off. He's like, Mum, can we please go to school first? Go to school, go to school.
Because he just wants to, like, see Ollie going to school?
Well, just, like, to probably avoid going to daycare and kinder.
Yeah.
But then cries, like yesterday the principal was like, oh, matey, just 2 more years. Draw me a picture today at kinder. You know, you've got to go to kinder in order to come to school.
Yeah.
He's like, no. The other week, the kinder drop-off was horrendous. He was that kid screaming in the court, like in the playground, like running, like on the fence like a monkey. Like.
That's so hard.
It was so hard. It was like. It was before we actually came in here to record that podcast.
Yeah.
And as I said, I haven't had a kid that's done this to this extent. So it's actually quite traumatizing.
Are the parents staring at you and like, are you feeling eyes on you, or are you finding everyone else is being like pretty respectful? Because I feel like that's the big game changer. Like if everyone around you is like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like I get it. What you're feeling, I've been through that too. Instead of people looking at you being like, oh my God, that's
nah. And I feel like we get there like later anyway.
Yeah.
So a lot of the parents have gone by the time I get there. But the teacher's amazing, and she did call me after this one day specifically. He still asked during the day at kinder. It's only 2 5-hour days. Is Mum coming yet? But not in tears or anything. Just like ask the question.
Could you let him wear the school uniform to kinder?
He wore Ollie's I'm not going to say the school name.
Yeah. His
2025 Thrive. Ready to Thrive T-shirt on the day Ollie started school. Because he couldn't cope that Ollie had a school uniform on, and he didn't.
Maybe just let him wear them to kinder.
I let him. You should have seen what he walked out the door today in. Honestly,
what did he wear?
A full soccer messy kit with basketball shoes and high socks past his knees. And he said the kids had chocolate royal biscuits put in their lunchbox, just one each. And he couldn't fathom that. So I was like, if you get in the pram to go to daycare, you can have one.
Yeah.
Got in the pram, ate his chocolate biscuit, got out of the pram, wouldn't get back in.
So what do you actually do when he doesn't get back in? Like,
it's really hard for me not to like lose my absolute marbles.
Yeah.
Today was hard not to lose my marbles because he woke up in a mood too.
Like I was just like double whammy.
Oh,
you know what was coming.
I knew what was coming. The minute he woke up, like I just knew we were on.
Yeah.
Whereas last week when it was harder, whenever it was the last time we recorded a pod, I stayed so calm. I was like, matey, give me a hug. He wouldn't even come to me in the schoolyard until I was like, all right, I've got to leave the yard.
Yeah.
And then he came to me because he didn't want to let me go. And I was just like cuddled him. And then the teacher comes and gets him from me. He still went like arms out to her, but he was screaming.
Well, at least he went to her.
Totally. And do you know what? I know it sounds really hard, and judge me if you want. It's actually better if I just get out of there.
But that's like a universal thing.
Is.
All teachers, all educators
and I know,
say.
Like, when you're looking at your kids screaming and having like a heartbroken meltdown at the thought of staying and you leaving, it's really hard to just be like, I've just got to get out of here, but I've got it in me to just get out of there.
A friend of mine, she's been like, her job is a teacher. So she's been an educator for young children. So she's been on that side of it where she's been like, oh my God, parents, just go.
Yeah.
Like it's just like 50,000 times easier if you just go.
Yeah.
Her daughter started kinder this year. She's struggling. Yeah. She wants to be that parent. Like she was that parent that just stayed there. And she's like, oh my, like she's in two minds. Like, cause she goes, I know it's better for her to leave. And I used to never understand the parents. But now I'm like, now I'm a mum and your child's telling you you're leaving me when that's not what you, and then you just want to keep staying with them.
Yeah.
But she's like, so she had like, I think 3 like relatively bad drop-offs.
Yeah.
And then this week she just like cut and run. She's just like, you just have to.
Yeah. The other day, my mum took him and he was sad, but he wasn't like screaming.
Yeah.
This morning was bad. Anyway, like I'll get quicker at dropping him off as well. Like I'll be like, I'm leaving. Like it's easier at daycare actually to just drop and run. I don't know, just the setup.
Yeah.
Like at kinder, we go in, we sign them in the book. You put your bags, you get the lunch boxes out and sit them on a certain level. Whereas daycare, because they feed them. Oh, there's no handover. No, you're just like, okay, bye. Anyway, I will get better at leaving quicker, but like I haven't had a kid like this, and so if you're a parent going through this, like I see you, it's actually quite traumatic and it's quite draining.
Yeah.
And there's all these emotions, and I just get home and I'm like, whoa, okay, that was that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sad in a way, but
it tears you.
It does.
Because you're like,
when he's looking at me like, why are you leaving me? I don't want to stay here. Like it's, yeah,
it's hard.
It's a big change. Like it's new rooms, new environment. He never been to kinder before, and he's literally done everything with Ollie.
Well, on a positive side of what you've just said, like how cute that he's built such a cute relationship with his brother that he just doesn't want to leave his brother. Like I feel like Leo would leave Penelope for dead. Like she's really loyal towards him, but he would throw her off a bus any chance he gets. Yeah. So like I actually think it's so cute.
It is cute.
Much he just wants to be with his brother. Like that's adorable.
And I think Ollie, now that he's not with him so much during the day, he's got a bit more like, I don't know, he's just really getting around him. Yeah. Like in a they're really like big brotherly way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. He's a big school kid now.
He's a big school kid now. And since the last ep when I spoke about this pooing situation on the toilet, we went to Kmart. Sorry, he did it. First of all, I held a nappy.
I thought you meant I thought the cat.
No, like he was sitting on the toilet and I held the nappy like
under the toilet.
Like under his bum.
Oh, yeah. Thing. But him sitting on the toilet.
He was sitting on the toilet.
Yeah.
And then he's like, move it, move it, move it. And I moved it. He pooed.
So good.
We went straight to Kmart. It was like 8 o'clock at night. All 3 kids. The big kids are like cheering like, Artie, Artie. It was like so cute.
You guys love a chant in your family.
We love a chant to Artie.
Yeah,
okay. He loves his own
a chant.
Yeah. And then went to Kmart, got him a remote control car or whatever.
Was he the only one allowed to pick something?
No. How are we getting out of Kmart without buying?
Well,
no.
Don't know.
And it was pretty cute being in there. And then he's pooed on the toilet ever since.
That's
every single day.
I can't believe it.
No issues since.
He listened to the pod. That's what it was. He heard it and he's like, Mum, don't talk about me.
It is one of those things that's just, you need the penny to drop.
Yeah.
Like, or you need to do something for the first time to realise it's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
But if you had told me that it was going to be that easy.
Yeah.
Not that it was an easy lead up at all.
No.
But just after one time, I would have been like, no way, we're going to be like going to Kmart every time.
Yeah. Sometimes they have the most irrational fear.
Yeah.
Not just with pooing, but just with all these like random things. Yeah. Like we couldn't figure out why Leo and the kids weren't going into the garage outside. And we're like, what's the go? Like every time we'd suggest to Leo, like go out into the garage, he'd be like, no. Turns out there was a bird in there once. And so he'd been frightened to go out there ever since because there was a bird inside the garage and he just
wouldn't go in
thought
there.
Birds would come in there. And just other little teeny tiny things where we've been like, what are you actually scared of?
Yeah.
Like, what is it that you're actually afraid of here?
Yeah.
He's been like, oh, last time we went there, I had to go down the slide. I was pushed down the slide.
Yeah.
Or last time we did this, and just you like don't realize the little things that they're actually afraid of. So who knows what he was, the one thing he was like afraid of, but catching his poo worked. So
yeah. Not that I caught it. I moved the nappy. But anyway, we're moving on. He's doing it and that's all that matters.
Offering to catch the poo.
And this week is actually my first week of some form of
normality, routine,
normality. Like I think freedom's not the right word because it's off a baby, but normality, like kind of what my weeks are going to look like as a whole for the year.
Yeah.
Ollie at school, Archie 3-year-old kinder, like just little things. Yesterday was my first Monday where I came in straight into work and then my dad has the baby and whatever.
You had a facial, but
I know, but I won't actually usually be having facials on Monday.
At the aesthetic skin clinic, everyone.
Yeah, I'm actually getting another one because the week of my sister's wedding.
Oh.
Neat. So I wanted 2 before Zoe's wedding.
It's that good before an event.
Yeah.
I had one before an event the other day and literally every person was like, your skin. I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
I just had a hydrofacial.
Yes. So I wanted one, as I said, we're 3 weeks out.
Yeah.
And then the week of.
That's so good.
So that won't usually be on my Monday workday. But the moral of the story is I actually learned that I need to organise dinner the minute I get home from kinder pickup.
What time's that?
2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I've got an hour and 15 minutes, say, to prep dinner because then Scarlett has dancing and Ollie has Kick Academy.
Yeah.
And we don't get home till like 6:15 or 6:30.
Yeah.
So that was my first like, whoa, that was a lot.
Yeah.
And I need to be better prepared for that. And it also made me realise like I still have kind of 2 babies at home, or at least one. And then these 2 big kids that are in school life and doing all these school activities, but I still have a baby at home.
Yeah.
Like it's just 2 really different lives. I think being at home with 1 to 2 or 3 kids, like we had 3 kids before anyone started school, it's such a different busy than school life with after school activities and birthday parties and packing lunches and the school admin, doing readers every night. Like it's a different busy.
Yeah. Which one's worse or harder?
I don't know. I think like with the school day being so short,
yeah.
we have something on every single night of the week except for Friday nights.
That's a lot.
So there's no time for us to just be at home for so many years. We've just been at home after school.
Yeah.
Yes, an activity here and there. But this year with Ollie doing swimming lessons, Kick Academy and soccer training, then he'll do Auskick. That's 4 nights a week for him.
Yeah. Wow.
Like it's a lot of us being out also while
Would
having
you
a baby
cut
home.
down on any of them? Like could you cut down any of them?
Unless he said I don't want to do something, I don't think we'd cut down.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And same with Scarlett, she's doing hip hop, jazz and tap, acro, swimming lessons.
Activities.
So I just think like it's just such a different busy, but I'm living in both different busy worlds.
Yeah.
Like when I'm at home with Parker and we get home from school drop off, it's like, all right, give him a bottle, put him down, clean up the kitchen mess, eat myself. He wakes up from a nap, he eats.
Yeah.
And then
now,
I'm like, it's midday.
yeah.
And I'm kind of like, what did I just do?
Yeah.
I maybe hung out a load of washing.
Which is nothing.
In
the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. And then it's midday and I think, far out, I've only got 3 hours left until school. We got to go to school
Yeah.
pickup. They're just such both different busies. I probably feel a bit more organised if I can be at home just with Parker.
Yeah.
But now with the kids, I'm like, I come to work. It's just different.
Yeah.
So it's a very different busy this year for me. But this is the start of a new routine.
Yeah.
So I'm just adjusting to it.
And you'll find, but cooking's like such a massive like task as well.
Huge.
So yeah, going back to your weekly shops, weekly meal planning.
Meal planning. I think I really need to meal plan better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I went from 1 to 2 kids, the first thing I realised was, oh my God, I need set days for cleaning, set days for and meal
Yeah, I
planning.
remember you used to have a schedule.
Yeah, I had to because it was like the only way I could like function with a new like juggling act.
Yeah.
And that was, the only thing I could do. But
I know, and it's so hard. Like hand on heart, I'd have to get out of Missta if I didn't have my parents because my husband, because he works full time.
And it's only going to get, oh no, during the season it's
still
better.
full time.
Yeah.
It's better during the season because on game day he has the day off.
Yeah.
But he plays that night. Do you know what I mean? Like so he's home, but he's not necessarily on. Whereas when he doesn't play anymore, it'll be harder. Again.
Is it the 4th child that's like you're like the hard part? Like if you didn't have Parker right now, would you feel easier?
Yeah, because I'd be like
easier.
you. Like I'd have, but I mean, I still have a lot more to do at home because I don't have anyone else at home.
Yeah.
Like I leave the house in an absolute schmozzle because there's still kitchen stuff everywhere, breakfast dishes everywhere, like pajamas everywhere.
I was talking to a mum the other day. She said she will not leave her house in the morning until toilets are scrubbed, all beds are made and the kitchen's sparkling. She's got 3 older boys. Like her youngest is 7 and her oldest is like 12. Oh no, maybe like 11. But I'm like, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Like like the house is just like
you
a
do
bomb.
everything with Aaron of a morning.
Yeah.
You know
I've
what
got
I mean?
two
Like,
hands
can you
on
imagine
deck.
like if he worked?
Yeah.
Like I can get the kids all ready and stuff all on my own of a morning. It wouldn't bother me if Mitch had to leave at 7 a.m. But I'm not leaving a clean house.
Yeah.
I'm leaving the schmozzle.
Yeah.
To
I
then
think
come
most
home to
parents
the
are leaving a
schmozzle.
schmozzle.
Yeah.
You know, 95%. But yeah, it's
Yeah. It's not like the 4th child's tipped me over the edge because I found like 3 was nuts. But I think if we it's hard to ever think if we didn't have a 4th because I can't even imagine that.
no, I know. But I mean like, you've got that baby at home, which
Yeah.
is it's
And it's not just the baby at home. Like my dad had him yesterday. It's more like, all right, it's planning his food because he's not just like have whatever dad's eating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's still the planning for him.
Yeah.
And the mental load of like, all right, dad, this is his routine. This is what you need to do. This is what he can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. I wouldn't be here right now.
You wouldn't be able to have a business in addition.
Didn't have my parents. No.
Yeah. And this is it. There's so many people that don't have any support around them. And then they look at people on Instagram or social media and stuff and just think like, oh, how are they doing it? People are doing it because of support.
It's literally the $1 million question that I personally get asked all the time.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you do it, Demi. I don't know how you have a business and have 4 kids.
Yeah. I don't think if you had 4 children, I don't see you running your own business by yourself. I think you would have needed a business partner.
Yeah.
Because that even goes for me too. Like having children, I don't know how people run solo businesses and have kids.
If Aaron worked full time, I think it would be very different for you.
Oh, I know. Like he's my saving grace.
You could still run a business because Aaron's at home.
Yeah.
If you didn't have Aaron at home,
yeah,
it looks completely different for you to run a business
on your own.
Yeah.
But still, you'd be working late. Like I have a more relaxed lifestyle because we chose this lifestyle of having. I've spoken about this before, but we've chosen the life of having him at home, so I'm more relaxed, and I've already got one foot in the mental asylum, like I said, the mental institute. So I can't even imagine.
No, you don't.
I actually do.
You don't. You add mayo to it.
I don't.
You do.
I don't.
So this one thing Mel says to me like on the regular is my kids are off their head.
They are. They're great kids. Don't get me wrong.
She
Phenomenal.
can't fathom like really even talking to me from 4 o'clock till 5 o'clock, like because her kids are off their heads.
Yes. And it's just a hard time. Most of the time, actually, I've got a lot of things I need to say, but we'll come to that later. But this thing that I've had to implement, which I'll talk about later, not today. I'll just tell you now. These like the loop earbuds, and you put them in the ear and it just softens the blow. Like, because my house is so loud and everyone inside is loud, and loud kids are happy kids. So I'm fine with them being loud kind of, but I'm fine with them being loud because they're just comfortable at home. But I need to wear these little earplugs in my ears that no one else can really see, but I can still hear people, but it softens it. And it's just like sometimes on those days when everything is just escalated, like everything's loud, sensory overload, it's usually the mornings I don't exercise. They save me. Like they're the difference between me walking out and like looking like the doctor from Back to the Future. Do you know him? The scientist? I could look like him. So anyway, they're my saving grace. But I've got, they're good kids. They're like well-behaved kids. They're just bananas.
Sometimes I think she thinks her kids are more bananas than all of our other kids. But anyway.
Mine are born with like microphones built in. So like when one of them says, like every day I have to say to Penelope, she's become loud since she became a prep too, by the way.
Penelope's never been loud.
She's never been loud. She started school. She's the loudest human on the planet. Aaron will be listening to this. Back me up on this one. Like Aaron will agree that she's become really loud. So, like it's like she's just like cracked out of her shell, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not complaining, but I'm so happy for her because she's like spreading her wings, but she's just louder too. It just adds to the noise. And then Aaron's loud. His voice projects, and so it's just a lot. So lately in the health department.
Well, we're into our 5K day.
Yes, well and truly. What day is it? Day 11?
Yep.
Yeah. It has been so much easier this time. Like 1,000 times easier for me, I've found. Because I'm already moving. Whereas when I did it last time, I wasn't moving at all. And then started 5K day, so it was like all really foreign. But this has felt like just a really seamless transition.
Mine's a time thing.
Like it's hard.
Like I know you think because I'm a walker, it's easy. I'm not out there walking 5K. So even though I walk to school or walk to the shops or whatever, I still then need to go and walk 5K. So mine's a time thing.
And like you're finding that hard?
Yeah, it's just a time thing. Like I'm just like, oh my God, I've still got to get my 5K day done.
Yeah.
Like it is so much easier just getting up and doing it in the morning.
Because your kids don't wake up until pretty much 10 o'clock.
No, like this morning Mum and I walked at 6:30 and we were home at like 7:20.
Perfect.
And and that was fine. So it's just better for me to get it done in the morning. But I do have a treadmill. We hired it. It's so cheap to hire one.
How much is it per week?
I don't know. I paid like $100 and something for like 12 weeks or something.
Oh,
like
for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, so $30.
Like I hardly paid anything. Like I did,
30-something.
but I'm like, it's been money well spent because that stormy day that we had here, like I just could go up the back and get on the treadmill. But the 5K is probably a time thing.
Yeah.
And like at 7:30 or 8 o'clock at night, our kids aren't down by then yet. And Mitch is like, do you have to go like right now? You know, it's hard for him to then get all the 4 kids down at once.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm enjoying it. But
it's just hard for you time-wise.
When I think of the time
that
I'm gone.
There was one day where I was like, I actually can't fit it in on this day. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do it. But so I had to get up at 5 a.m.
I just wouldn't have done that. But, well, we actually we've got more than 100 we started with 140 people in our group, which is wild.
So wild.
And now there's 144 members in our group.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that is, we probably thought, 30?
I thought, around anywhere between 10 to 30. I was like, I'd be stoked with that.
Yeah. And not everyone's posting every day, which is fine.
But there's still people doing it silently in the background.
Yeah. New segment that we're going to do every recording. A listener actually messaged us because we always want feedback. And Mel was like, I love this idea. So we were like, yes, let's do it. So what's it called? Not sponsored, but wish we were. Okay, mine's very basic and boring, but I am obsessed with brows. Mm-hmm. I get a lot of compliments about my brows. I get them laminated, tinted, whatever.
You do have phenomenal brows.
Mel recommended this Mecca Max Brow Guru Stronghold Gel. Mm-hmm. How much did we say? Like in the 20s or
either
low
late
20s?
20s, early 30s.
And you comb your brows like with one
side of the wand.
And then there's this.
The other side of it is like more, I'll explain it. The other side of it is to like laminate your brows down so it will flatten then your brows, which you very much enjoy.
Very much enjoy. Yeah. I don't wear makeup on the best of days. So I'm like a skincare SPF and brow gel type of gal. Mm-hmm. So that is my recommendation to do. Like you don't even really need, like I know I get my eyebrows laminated, but you don't and you use it.
Yeah.
So like it's like to give the lamb look if you're not getting them laminated.
And on this note, so Mecca has 2 brow gels available. Do not get the one that's in the clear packaging with the black lid. It must be this orange one that Demi's holding here. Yeah. That's the only good one. The other one's, I'm going to call it rubbish. This one's really, really good. This one, I tried the Benefit brow gel thing because I couldn't get my hands on this one, this Mecca one. I tried the Benefit one, that 24-hour hold. Absolute rubbish compared to this. And that one was like double the price, I think. Mm-hmm. So like this one's just so far from what I found is second to none, especially with convenience and price.
And I go on a lot of recommendations to Mel's like, you need this, you got to get this. And then I really have loved this.
Yeah, it's such a good brow gel. Yeah. So good rec.
Thanks.
Well done.
Well, you recommend it to me now. I'm recommending it to everyone.
That's okay.
So Mecca, do you want to sponsor me?
So my recommendation's so left field. You'll be like, what? Like, because I know you're expecting me to come at you with a beauty product.
Do you know what? I'm not expecting you to come with a beauty product because I think you're go a bit different. Like we need to broaden our horizon.
I bought a backup beauty product just in case. So you all are just like, you're an idiot. Okay, it looks just like a fly spray. It's not. So it's got one of these nozzles. It's a 9-month hold one. I tell everyone about this. I spray this behind my car like mirrors, you know, the reverse mirrors. No cobwebs. I spray it on my bins. No cobwebs. If I go camping, I spray like, you know, the camping mat thing that you put outside your tent. I spray all that. Literally no ants come, no bugs come on there. Like it's like a repellent and it's like a 9-month hold. I go around and do, I know your house has been bug bombed. Mm-hmm. Mine hasn't. So I do this and it's like the smartest. This is my version of a bug bomb. It's that more teen so you can get outdoor one or indoor one. I tell so many people, heaps of people go and buy it.
Is the outdoor one?
This is the indoor one, but it works outdoors. Like, because I use this like a little nozzle thing to go behind my mirrors. You know how spiders live back there? Mm-hmm. And then every morning you wake up with cobwebs. I've done this once and they haven't come back. Like no cobwebs on my mirror. Which, do you get cobwebs on yours?
I don't know.
You look unimpressed. So this is the Mortein Power Guard.
I'm not unimpressed.
9 months protection.
I'm just shook.
It's so good. I can't do things like I will not. If I run out of this, I'm like instantly buying more. You know how bins have heaps of cobwebs on them? Do yours? Mine don't. Mortine, Power Guard, 9-month protection, indoor, outdoor. Like it's just, if there's ever like a section where you've got heaps of ants, I just spray this. Or like under like pet food bowls, like I've got a cat and like her food bowl's there, ants will try and come to it. So I just spray this under there, put the food bowl on it, and no bugs come in the vicinity.
Love that for you.
Thanks. And like, yeah, camping, it's phenomenal for. I go around, spray window seals. This one you can use indoors, so I spray over like vents and stuff like that. Around the car tires, just like everywhere. There is no cobwebs in my life. I told my brother about it. He went and bought it, told other people about it. It's actually really good.
There you go, guys. Now she wants to be sponsored by Mortine.
Mortine, if you're listening, I am a big fan. It is so good, but you have to get the one with the nozzle. The one with the nozzle. That's like the important part.
Formula feeding doesn't have to be hard.
Meet the Missta Bottle, a 750ml high-quality thermos with an inbuilt thermometer and safety light system designed by parents for parents.
Missta has completely removed the stress for you and makes formula feeding safe and convenient.
Trusted by over 30,000 parents, Missta ensures your baby's formula is at a safe temperature for 12 hours.
Ready to make feeding time a breeze? Visit www.missta.com.au or on Instagram at Mr_babythermos. So let me just say that I asked for everyone's best mother-in-law stories. That didn't mean bad. That didn't mean good. That just meant whatever you want to tell me.
It could be a very nice story.
So I'm like, I didn't say good, bad, the ugly, whatever. We just let everyone write whatever they want.
Yes.
A lot of people did want to double check that it was anonymous.
Yeah, we're not going to be like names.
Melinda Baxter said this. No, super anonymous, no names. But I do want to start this segment by saying one that I'm reading right now was I hit the jackpot with my mother-in-law. And another one, we had our first baby, my mother-in-law's first grandchild, and she came and moved in with us to help me. Her number one priority was me. Yes, she got unlimited hugs with her grandchild and was able to be around, but she did everything I needed her to do, plus more. So I do want to say those two, there were more beautiful stories, but we don't have time to read them all out. But I just want to start off by saying that this wasn't, let's try and
this isn't an attack at mother-in-laws. No. It's just like a general known thing that a lot of people are like.
Especially as us as the females about our mother-in-laws. Like I said to Mitch, like, what would you tell me about your mother-in-law? You know? And it wasn't that he obviously has amazing things to say about her, but it's not in his vocabulary. But he wasn't about to say bad things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's just like, she's just part of our furniture.
Yeah. No, mother-in-laws are like, in no way, shape or form, always horror stories.
No.
In our inbox, it, however, was a lot of horror stories. I was actually expecting more mother-in-laws to be in there telling them what to do. Like, oh, no, we did it like this and you're
Which
doing
I do
it wrong.
think that that does happen. But I think that also can happen with mothers. Not necessarily. I think I look at that as a generational thing a bit.
Yeah.
Like all of our mums and mother-in-laws back then, like, oh, well, we didn't do that back then. And I ate pate every day. That's what Mitch's mum would say to me.
My child never cried and they ate all their vegetables. I don't know what you're talking about.
All that sort of stuff.
No, you just don't remember.
Yeah.
Quickly, like you're quick to forget.
Yeah. Couple of like, not a long one, like a bit of like lols, just like a couple of little. My mother-in-law returned her Mother's Day gift to me and requested an Indota spa voucher instead. I'm like, that's just like, would she? I don't know. That's just a bit of a lol.
Yeah.
In a who does that kind of way.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law's wedding speech.
Let's call her Jessica.
I don't really know Jessica that well. I'm sure she's nice.
Someone else said in a wedding speech, she spoke about her son for 30 minutes and mentioned me at the end saying she doesn't like hugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like mortifying. And don't get me wrong, like, actually the common theme as well was a little bit like my mother-in-law's obsessed with her son. So that was a common thing of like he deserves the break and you know, he needs to sit and relax and like, you know, he needs to stop doing so much because he's had a hard week.
Take better care of my son.
Yes.
The other really common theme, and this one came out of left field, I did not expect this one, mother-in-law telling the daughter-in-law to lose weight, and a mother-in-law commenting a lot on someone's weight after a baby or before a wedding. One mother-in-law said, "No one likes a fat bride." Another mother-in-law said, "Lucky you dropped the baby weight because he only had skinny girlfriends before you. Otherwise he would have dropped you."
Jesus.
Like, that was I was like, but there was a lot that commented on a lot of mother-in-laws would comment on the daughter-in-law's weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought I didn't think that would be a common theme, but it actually came through a lot. Another common theme was like mother-in-laws giving the children something or a baby something without or a kid without the parents' knowledge or lying to the parents.
I just found out my mother-in-law's giving my 4-year-old a can of Coke every time she goes.
Yeah, I laughed at that one. So every time she sees her, she's giving her child a can of Coke.
Yeah. I wonder how she found out. Like, I wonder, because there was another one as well that someone wrote to say that the mother-in-law had put the baby down. Oh, I don't know how old the baby was. It wasn't a baby. And fallen asleep on the couch and woke up 4 hours later to someone knocking at the door.
Yeah.
And it was the friend, like the mum's friend. Not
someone happened to come over.
And the mother-in-law got up and was like, "Oh, shit, you just woke me up," or something like that. And then that's how she found out. Like, the mother-in-law didn't actually tell her.
Yeah.
I fell asleep for 4 hours. I don't know how long.
So the toddler had been sitting in the room and you heard like knocking on the door.
Yeah.
So the toddler was knocking on the door trying to get out. What toddler sleeps 4 hours? So it would have had to have been like at least 1 to 2 hours. You'd assume that the toddler was.
I'm saying it was like maybe a 3-hour nap and then an hour of like trying to get out.
Yeah. So anyway, but then it's a lot of like hiding things from the mother. So the mum's not telling the birth mother what's actually going on. Yeah. So this particular girl, when I first read the messages, I was like, oh, like these are things, because you naturally might not like her, that these are why they're grinding your gears. But then she actually sent through a proper story of now they don't actually communicate anymore.
This is a horror story.
This is a horror story, so I'll get into it. My mother-in-law didn't contact us for 4 weeks after we suddenly lost our first son and third child at 28 weeks and was stillborn. So like that's traumatic. But she turned up unannounced when I was home alone with my then 5-year-old daughter. She asked me, "What's wrong? Aren't you over that yet?" Then proceeded to scream in my face in front of my daughter. She was mad because she said I should have had a bigger funeral for our son, that I should have called every single one of her family members, so in brackets she wrote my in-laws, the minute our son was born to tell them he was dead. My son was born at 2 a.m. and I was so distressed. The midwives had
Whoa, babe, you don't even need to explain yourself here.
No, exactly.
I don't care if it was 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. and you were distressed or not. Like, you do not need to explain yourself.
Oh, exactly. My son was born at 2 a.m. and I was so distressed the midwives had to sedate me and put me to sleep with sleeping tablets. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
With what she's gone through.
Yeah. Yeah, you've just given birth to a 28-year-old, like 28-week stillborn. She verbally attacked me and we've been no contact since. My husband asked her to help us out and asked her to pick up our kids from school or bring a meal over as we were deep in grief. She said, "No way." That was before her blow up. She's unbelievably cruel. I can't believe she just abandoned her son and granddaughters when they needed her the most, let alone how she treated me. She also said to me once that she preferred my younger sister-in-law over me because, in quotations, she's a bitch and so much like herself, and that I am, in quotation, just too nice and too sensitive.
Wow.
Like, that's toxic.
So toxic.
That's toxic.
Yeah.
Like.
That's not it.
No. Do you know we're going to be mother-in-laws one day?
Mate, I'm going to be fucking her mother-in-law times 3 and I always think of that now.
I'm going to be a good one, I reckon.
Same, I think that too.
But anyway, carry on.
I'll probably just get drunk with my
Yeah, you probably will. You probably will.
No, that's bad. That's super bad.
Trauma.
My biggest question with this, that story in particular, but some of the other ones is, what's your husband doing in these sort of situations? So like that's like another thing. I think there's all well and good for your mother-in-law to be a bitch or a narcissist or whatever. Not all well and good. That's not what I mean. Mm-hmm. But then it's how your husband then reacts.
Yeah.
Like, is he believing you and everything you say and of the situations that have happened and what she said to your face and all that? Or is he then getting on the phone to her and she's telling a completely different story and then he's believing his mum?
Well, I think she said she hasn't been in contact with us since.
Yeah, okay.
So it appears
But
to
it is
me,
very like the mother-in-law is trying to like, I don't know, tell her side to the husband.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because it's
They're
her
all going to
son.
want to weasel away their son.
And then like it's kind of like that's how we as mothers can be like the bitches.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to brainwash our husbands.
And you look like you're trying to drive a wedge, which you're not. You're just kind of like, hey, I've just given birth to a stillborn baby at 28 weeks. Can you like chuck over a lasagna? That's not asking for too much.
There's also like situations that aren't so toxic that I still think, you know, mother-in-laws try and, you know, a bit. Well, and it's how you and your husband, I think, communicate about it.
Yeah.
Communicate talking about it, and where you both like your beliefs and your opinions lie on certain ways parents have acted. Like I'm talking about our parents.
Yes, yes.
And then I think you just go from there.
Yeah.
Not that anyone's asking for my advice. I'm just giving it.
Look, I was a bridal makeup artist for many years, and everyone always thinks it's the bridezilla. It is not. It is either the mother of the groom or it's one of the bridesmaids that causes all the havoc. The mother of the groom, because it's not their daughter and they're not in the limelight, and they're usually the pickiest with their makeup. They usually don't like anything, and they usually nitpick everything around them. And that's what I noticed as a like reoccurring theme.
Yeah, okay.
As a bridal makeup artist for a long time. So, you know.
Yeah, okay.
There was another girl who hit us up hard. I won't say her name. But this one was really sad, and it started off quite sad. My dad passed away when I was young, and my mum was going to walk me down the aisle.
Yep.
And my mother-in-law cracked it and made a big deal because my mum got to go in the car and she didn't. So this is like tracks with the mother-in-laws at a wedding. Fuck. She used to wake the baby when he was a newborn if she visited, because if she couldn't hold him, if it was awake, it was a waste of a visit, in quotation marks, and would sneakily try to wake him. That would grind
your gears.
Absolute gears.
Yeah.
When you're trying to like establish feeding, you're trying to like do everything with sleeps and you're already tired, hormonal, cooked, the last thing you want is someone coming in tampering that because of the like a 30-minute little hold, and then they can go off to their restful like peaceful environment at home with no children. That would absolutely grind my gears. She cracked it because my sister touched my son more than my sister-in-law. So basically the mother's, like the girl whose baby it was, this girl that's messaging, her sister at the christening was touching the baby more than her sister-in-law. So the mother-in-law's daughter. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of. We told her to leave him alone in his pram unless he cried. So she went and pulled his dummy out to make him cry so she could pick him up. She took him on the stairs to let him play, and because he didn't, so I think she was meaning she was taking him down the stairs to let him play, and because he didn't want to hold her hand, she'd rather let him walk down alone rather than let him cry. So he didn't want to cry, so she's like, well, you can walk down by yourself then. So he fell down the stairs and she denied him falling, even though I ran over and saw him after he fell and she was at the top. So her toddler fell down the stairs. I can't believe that. This one was actually really funny. At Christmas, she took a present and started opening the gift cards and telling everyone out loud how much people gave us so she knew how much money we made. So basically she was opening her son and daughter-in-law's presents and being like, oh, $50, oh, $100 here, oh, da, 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 da. So calculating how much money they made.
I can't even imagine having a mother-in-law like that.
That's cooked. What's your mother-in-law story?
The first time, so it was like Mitch asked me to be his girlfriend the morning of his 50th game.
So this is your mother-in-law story.
This is my mother-in-law story. And that night, because it was his 50th game, like we went for drinks at a pub or something, I can't remember. And I had met her a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so like
this
what,
wasn't
like
the first
2 times?
A few. Like we'd been over there and done a few things, like, but under 5 times.
Yeah.
In a very short, quick capacity.
Yeah.
At this time, I'm 22 and Mitch is 21, and she was drunk. I must have said like, well, Mitch officially asked me to be his girlfriend this morning, like, lol. And she's like, oh, I just need to make sure he goes down on you because Because he told me he doesn't like doing that to girls, and I want to make sure he's not selfish.
What? And hang on. Why is he having that conversation?
That's the type of relationship they had.
Okay, that's cute.
Like he lived with her growing up. His parents are split up, and his dad worked away, so he was always at his mum's house, and his dad's on the weekends. And I'm a very open book, but this obviously took me by surprise.
What did you say?
Like I didn't know what to say. I'm like this 22-year-old that's just like, my mother-in-law's just asked, does my son go down on you?
Oh.
Like, the fuck?
Oh my God.
But I would say that it really painted like the beginning of our relationship that way. Like, say as time went on, if Mitch had a good game and she would text me afterwards and be like, oh my God, Mitch played so well, and I'd reply being like, yeah, it must have been the head job that I gave him this morning. So it was like, then it was just an open book sort of thing. And it has been like ever since. And then, you know, even the way we told my mum that I was pregnant with Parker, because it was such a shock, and it was just like, oh my God, you know, I'm pregnant, whatever. So when we were talking to her about, when we were telling Mitch's mum, and she was like happy but like shocked and whatever, like we were like, fuck, we didn't even think he blew, you know.
But it's like as if you'd say that to your mum.
But I would never say that to my mum.
Yeah.
But like she kind of set the
tone for the relationship.
And then, you know, as the years have gone on, especially if she's drinking, she speaks very openly like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
She's a hoot and a half.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that. That is so funny.
I know.
But like right up your alley, I reckon.
Yeah, so far. And we did like got along so well in
Probably
those
because
days
of
because
that.
like we would go out for drinks together and stuff like that. Like she's a winer and a diner, and so am I. And not that we don't get along now, it's just different because I have kids.
Yeah.
You know, like we live a very different life. Like back before we had kids, that's what Mitch and I would do with her and Sean. Like we'd just go wine and dine together.
Yeah, cute.
Yeah.
That's so
Like
funny.
I remember like Mitch being interstate, and I'd go over there and drink with her and just sleep there.
Oh, get out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable.
See if she remembers the story. Hello.
Hey, how you going?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, great.
How's Noosa?
Magnificent. We're at the beach. We just went for a swim. Which
Oh,
was
so nice.
hilarious. But,
I've just doing a podcast segment on mother-in-laws,
I saw that.
and so I'm throwing you under the bus.
Yes.
And I was just wondering if you could remember the first thing you said to me when we were drunk after Mitch's 50th game.
Oh, what did I say?
He just wanted to make sure that he goes down on me because he never liked doing it to other girls.
I did. I said, do you have good sex? And yes.
Yeah, so I was just ringing to
I said, does he go down on you?
yeah.
That's so funny.
I do remember that.
Yeah. And then as well, she was actually a little bit concerned at one stage because she's like, they're not like all over each other. And then she spoke to some psychic that the psychic was like, don't worry, they'll be fine.
Yes, that's right.
Anyway, you're live on the pod, so I better go.
Hi,
But
Julie.
thanks for that.
Hi.
That's even funnier. Thanks, Sam. I love you.
Thanks, Jules. Have the best holiday. See ya. Bye.
That's so cute. Oh, that's funny.
That is funny.
Just quickly, another recurring theme was mother-in-laws calling their new
Yeah.
daughter-in-law by the ex's name.
Yeah.
One went on to say so that actually happened to me. So my mother-in-law did that the first time I met her, but it didn't really bother me. But one girl said she called me by the ex's name and then said that our child together looked like his ex.
I just can't fathom, like,
I don't
can't.
understand people sometimes.
Same. Why would you say that?
I don't know. Like, and then do you walk away and feel bad and think, oh, that was word vomit, I shouldn't have said that? Or does she
Yeah.
walk away thinking like, I said nothing wrong there?
And, like, hasn't given it another thought.
Yeah, don't know. But
Dunno.
anyway. But
Anyway.
that's our mother-in-law stories, and they were great, and we had so many more come
I
in.
know. It's so hard to, like,
Pick.
Yeah. And the final segment of the pod, we've got all these segments.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. A few segos.
Yeah. Our uncomfortable challenge that we're both really not really that excited about, if I'm honest, because
Not at all.
it's
Because this is just going to nitpick all the things about me that I like doing, and you're just ripping them apart from me. But being uncomfortable is good to do. Like it's good
Yeah.
to go out of your comfort zone.
We're talking about just going out of our comfort zone and just doing little things. So the day this episode goes live is the day we're going to start our uncomfortable challenge because we want to take you along the ride. So whatever we both have to do, you know, we're posting about it and sharing like updates on how we go.
Yeah.
And the way that works is that 5 days later, we record our next episode. So then we would have done it for 5 days.
Yeah. And we talk about how we went.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then we come in on Tuesday and we've just done it for the last 5 days. Yeah.
Frustrating it's over a weekend, but that's
that hurts.
fine.
And we need to lay out some rules because we need to be clear.
Okay. What are the rules?
Well, you're not allowed to put heat on your hair.
No, so is this my first uncomfortable challenge?
This is your first uncomfortable challenge, but I need you to give the quickest backstory on like what you do to your hair day in, day night. Just all the time.
Every time I wash my hair, I'll dry it and style it.
Do you mean you blow dry it?
Blow dry it. I would never let it dry natural. That's
so
like
literally
illegal.
every single time you wash your hair, you blow dry it?
Obviously, yeah. Even if I was going to bed at 12 o'clock at night, there is not a chance in my life I would ever go to bed with my hair natural. Like I just wouldn't. Like I'd never go to bed. I would never.
Go to bed with wet hair.
Would never, with wet hair, I would never go to bed and having let my hair dry naturally.
Okay. And then how many times a week do you wash it?
I wash it like 2 to 3 times a week depending on my activities. I definitely wash it every Monday night after because I do hot Pilates that morning.
Another routine, and God forbid she get out of her routine.
And then I wash it on a Thursday night, and then Thursday night after hot Pilates, and then I always wash it again like coming into a weekend. So on a Saturday morning, if I've got an event Saturday night, I'll wash it the day of the event.
So you're blow drying it 3 times a week?
Yeah. And then every day I'll go over either just the front part
with irons,
with a straightening iron, so a hair straightener, or just the back. I'll like run over it. I've got like a curling hairbrush too. So I'll do things to like.
Okay, so no heat. Literally no heat.
Do you hate me? Like, why do you hate me?
Aaron has often said how much she loves your hair natural.
I've said this before. Aaron has bad taste.
I don't care. He's your husband and he loves you. So I'm doing this for him too.
Oh.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday of no heat on the hair.
This is going to turn out so expensive for me because now I'm going to have to go out, buy products for curly hair, which I don't own because I'd never let my curly hair, fluffy hair see the light of day. So now I'm going to have to buy anti-frizz. I'm going to have to buy products that define curls a bit more.
The challenge. The challenge is let it go. Who cares? Just let it go.
I care. Me. I'm making the best of a situation. When you get dealt lemons, if someone gives you lemons, I can't quite make lemonade with my hair, but I'll make some form of sour lolly.
Don't go. And you have to it has to be, I have to see it natural. You can't slick it back in a bun like 24/7.
But I'm allowed to.
You're allowed to wear it in a slick bun for sure.
Yeah.
But how are you going to slick it in a bun and put product in it and then just wet it, wash it and then dry? Yeah, okay.
I'll find loopholes and I'll find a way to be good. So
I don't actually doubt you. I'm not doubting you.
Do you know what's really frustrating about this is that I have an event on, or like I'm going somewhere over that weekend.
Your definition of an event and mine.
This is an event. I don't care about. I don't go.
I know, but you're not going to a cocktail party or a 30th or like to a hen's party.
Don't care. I take every event. I take every event.
At a golf course.
Seriously.
At a golf.
It's a serious event.
It's not serious.
Meeting
you're
my
meeting
friends.
Someone serious.
New man
but
friend.
But it's not serious.
He's going to be like.
You're not going to Kirsty's wedding.
Cool.
With frizzy hair.
No, he's going to be like, great. Who's your friend with the undone hair?
People aren't judge you like that.
Yes,
that's only in your brain.
No. This is not
He's never going to think
that. First impression.
No.
It's a first impression and then we're going out for dinner. This is just hazardous. Do you want to know your challenge?
What is it?
And because of mine, I'm going to be stricter on you with yours. As discussed in the previous episode, none of this athleisure wear at all. No caps.
No caps?
No caps. How's that going to suit you like glam outfit? No caps, no bike shorts.
I'm not wearing glam outfit. It's just no athleisure wear.
What are you going to wear?
I don't know. I'm going to have to buy
sneakers.
Clothes.
See? If I'm not allowed to go out and buy curling products,
you will.
You're gonna,
you actually will.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing.
But the point is, no sneakers as well. You can wear sneakers like I can wear a slick bun. So you can't just wear sneakers and jeans every single day with like some form of a t-shirt. Like you might have to wear slides.
Oh yeah.
You can wear nice shorts that
Sambas?
aren't bike shorts. Sambas is again like the slick bun, so you can not rely on them heavily every single day because that's essentially a sneaker. It's a casual sneaker.
What if I'm walking to school, drop off, and walking home? Because I walk so many places. We walk to kinder, I walk to daycare, I walk to the shops. Like, I know I'm not putting on a 5K walk, but I'm genuinely like, got kids in the pram, backpacks, we're walking to school, we're walking home.
You're allowed to wear your Sambas for that.
Like, not my Sambas, like the other style that I have. That
Like the sneakers you got on now.
You know, the
but you
colourful
still have to
ones?
wear clothes.
You know the colourful ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah, you can wear that, but it has to be styled with an outfit. It can't be with active wear.
So what sort of shorts am I supposed to wear?
I don't know. You have to figure that out. Just like I have to figure out my hair, which is difficult. Do you know how many cowlicks I have? This is cooked.
Actually, no one cares. Like, look at my
Me.
hair. I don't do it.
Do you know? Anyway, the point is, mine's just as challenging as yours. So you're going to have to sort your life out.
I actually don't think I own bottoms if it's going to be a hot day. That's
Well,
not
do you have a nice little dress?
No. Have you ever seen me in a nice little dress? No.
You're going to have to
What
sort
about
your
my
life out.
Adidas pants?
I did think about
Because
them.
like if I was talking about my red Cartel and Willow ones with sandals, like that's not athleisure wear.
because that's like streetish
Yeah, that's the same
style.
with my Adidas. If I'm just talking if it's not that, if it's a t-shirt like weather and pants weather, as opposed to leggings,
Yes.
it's like those type of pants with either Sambas or sandals.
Look, I'll allow it sometimes. Again, where
I'm not about to
unavoidable.
wear my flared leggings.
We're not allowed to wear flares. You're not allowed to wear leggings. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna have to figure it out. You're gonna have to change your life. As am I.
What about the Adidas shorts I wore yesterday?
No,
Why?
they're like tracky shorts.
But I feel like that's just like
No,
just because they're
that's
Adidas.
athleisure.
If they had been Cartel and Willow,
You have denim skirts. You have
I don't own a denim skirt.
long
that fits
denim
me.
skirts. Yes,
Doesn't
you do.
fit me. It doesn't do up.
You've got clothes. I know you have a
Well, you know what? When you
wardrobe
come
worth of
over
clothes.
Thursday,
Yeah.
I'm going to get it out. The denim skirt's on the floor in the bottom of my wardrobe because I can't get it done up.
You'll figure it out.
I don't own a denim skirt.
I saw you wear a green skirt, the skirt I'm wearing. By the way, I'm wearing all Cartel and Willow today, But I know you have Cartel clothing. I know what you have in that wardrobe of yours, which is like my bag, your wardrobe's Mary Poppins. You've got so much stuff in that wardrobe. You'll
All
be
of
fine.
it's athleisure wear.
You'll be fine. Well, then you need to change your wardrobe because you need other options. And that's your uncomfortable challenge. And that's a wrap of this episode, everyone. So
Except for when I exercise, I can obviously wear exercise
when you
clothes.
exercise, you're allowed to
Like
wear.
I'm properly going for a walk
If you're
or I'm
exercising,
going to a gym class.
you can wear exercise
Yeah.
clothes.
But
Yeah.
once I get home and shower, I get
Yeah.
dressed
Yeah.
into.
Yeah.
What if I don't shower straight away? Like, what if I sit down and have a coffee and like my breakfast and stuff first? It's fine.
We'll figure it out. That's fine, I guess. But if you're leaving the house, especially, I don't expect
I'm
you
not
to
leaving
like.
the house.
No. Well, then I'll stricken up the rules. If that's a situation, I'm not leaving the house either. Hopefully, I get COVID and can't leave. Anyway,
That's a wrap.
thanks, guys.
That's a wrap on another Missta Mums ep.
If you find yourself with a spare 2 seconds, we'd really appreciate a rating or a review to help new listeners find our podcast.